All right, back on trail. Here's my mom. I know people were upset last time my mom visited and I didn't put her in a vlog, so here she is. Bye. Back on trail, left off at mile 558. So said goodbye to my parents, got my stuff, fully resupplied, went to Dunk's this morning, got a nice coffee, and now I'm gonna hit the trail. The plan today is to hike 22 miles to the Jenkins shelter. Have about 3 days worth of food in my pack right now, and that should get me to the Woods Hole hostel, where I have a resupply box that I gave to my parents, and they're just gonna drive it to the Woods Hole. Because I've made a bunch of resupply boxes, but I'm not actually sending them out because I don't know how reliable USPS is gonna be. So my resupply boxes have just been like them driving the boxes to me or driving them to the hostel like I just said. So I'm not relying on postage, but the resupply boxes definitely help. All right, just a quick stop at the Not Mall shelter to take my rain jacket off because it's really hot and sunny, and I probably didn't need to start with this anyways. This is a big reason why I like resupply boxes, because these fruit smoothies are so good, have a lot of protein, and you can't really find these places. I get these off on Amazon in bulk. This bridge is apparently not functional right now, so I'm gonna ford this river. They got a little rope and they provide some water shoes to wear, so I'm gonna change into those real quick. Doesn't look too bad. I know the river was much higher a couple days ago. So that went well. The only thing that I didn't like about that was how cold the water was. It got like painful towards the end. I tried to pick up my pace and get through it, but it could have been a lot worse. The water could have been higher. The flow could have been stronger, so I think that was fine. Gonna hook the water shoes back on that for the next person who has to cross this. All right, one big break later, and I think I'm ready to do this giant climb of the day. So it's probably gonna take me a long time. Haven't checked how long it is or the elevation. I just know it's really big. Now that I'm a little ways up the mountain, I took my phone out of airplane mode to see if I have service. And I did, because honestly today's a little tough because my dog went in for surgery to get some lumps removed and tested. The surgery has been planned for a while. I didn't want it to happen while I was on trail, but that's just the earliest I could do it. But I got a text from Chet, my fiance, who brought her, and said that the surgery is going well, or she's out of surgery and it went well. Now they're just waiting for the results, and it's 1 o'clock and I think Callie's gonna be at the vet until 4, so I'm just gonna keep checking my phone for updates. It is pretty tough being away from her because I know she's been sad. She doesn't know where I am. She doesn't get as much exercise as she usually does because she usually hikes with me all the time. So I know she's confused and sad, and now she's probably in pain. So it just hurts today a little bit, but I know she's in good hands, and thank you, Chet, for taking good care of her. The first half of this climb today was in the woods and super steep, but the second half is like a pretty gentle climb on this little grassy path. So I'm doing better now that I'm up here. So that view that I just showed is from the shelter at the top of the climb I did today. And it is actually a sinkhole, which is pretty neat. And for the next 8 miles, I am walking alongside the ridge of the sinkhole. So that's something exciting. I'm about 11 miles into the hike and like 11 miles left to go until the Jenkins shelter. So halfway done with today. It's 3 o'clock, so not the greatest pace, but the terrain is much easier starting right now. So I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit so I don't get to camp too late. All right, taking a little break in a parking lot. I just had a pretty bad fall. I'm not hurt or anything, but like I'm covered in mud. I tripped and then like fell forward and my backpack like came up over my head. Things fell out of the pockets. The chest strap like even like went up to my neck, which was a bit uncomfortable, but it could have been a lot worse. So I'm just gonna sit, collect my thoughts for a little bit. There's a water source behind me, so I'm gonna go filter some water and wipe off some of this dirt. I have this bag of drink mixes. There's a couple iced coffees, instant breakfasts, liquid IVs, and then that is like an orange drink. So I want to add one of those to my water to make it a little more exciting. I'll probably go with like the orange juice. These just came from Dollar General. My friend Stretch got some and gave me a couple. So that's what I'm doing. I just got off the phone with Chet and Callie's home right now. She's doing well. She has probably like a 5-inch scar and staples, but the lump is gone and we won't know the results of the biopsy for about 2.5 weeks. So I'll keep you guys updated. So keep Callie in your thoughts. I think she's fine, but there's always that feeling like, I don't know, I hope something's not wrong. But I'm on this ridge. I've been on this ridge for a very long time. It's not very well maintained, so there's a lot of fallen trees in the trail. So it's taking a little bit of time. Shouldn't have too much elevation until camp, maybe 5 more miles. It's already 5:30, so I'm just gonna try to get to camp in a faster pace because I've been slow all morning, just being nervous for my dog and being in not a great mood. So now that I know everything's fine, I'm pretty eager to get to camp. It is now 7:30 and I am a half mile away from the shelter. I heard from my friends, they texted me that the shelter is completely full because there's a group of about 15 hikers that kind of are camping in that area. So there should be some spots to set up my tent a little past the shelter along the stream. So that's where I'm headed right now. Also, thank you for bearing with me today. Today has been the toughest day on trail emotionally, mostly just because of my dog, but I am grateful that I was able to have service all day and able to communicate with Chet and get all the news. So, a little sad thing, but I'm still trying to see the positives, and Callie's fine. I'm fine. Everyone's fine.